18.2, page 273, question 3. Just 3 questions that stand alone. He says, in the angles below, calculate all the missing sides and all the mystery missing angles. Well, a triangle is still a triangle, so therefore 180 degrees, take away that little lot, so it's 180, take away 90, 180 minus 90, take away the 62. Again, it's the usual stuff, there's nothing mysterious about that. So the missing angle is 28 degrees, there we go. Stick in a 28 there. Now I've got the side there of 8, I need to find this side over here. Now, ignoring the 28 for now, I've got to work out this side, therefore this side is opposite the 62 given to us, and this length will be the height, because it is the longest side and it's opposite the 90 degree angle. So this is called the adjacent, of course, because it's next to the 62. So to work out this op, I need to combine op, adj and the 62. So op and adj is really tangent, isn't it? So let's just do question A down here. So the tangent of 62 degrees is defined as the op, I just call it op, don't give it a letter x, no need, divided by the adjacent, which is 8. What I want is automatically on top, take the 8 over and multiply. So the opposite length is going to be 8 multiplied by the tangent of 62. You don't need to show a second step, you don't need to ask the calculator what tan 62 is and write it down, just jump straight in. So 8 tan 62, so all you've got to do, press equals, and we've got 15 point nothing, 15.0 it is, so the opposite length is 15.0 centimeters, and I'll leave that alone. I can now work out my height length now, so the height, and I'm gonna, if I use the adjacent again don't use the length I've just calculated because I make a mistake. So let's use what I've got. I've got adj with height. Adj and height is of course cosine, so, and it's still the cosine of the same angle 62. So cos 62 degrees is defined as the adjacent, which is 8, divided by mystery height, which I don't know what that is just yet. Let's just write down hypotenuse. What I want is trapped underneath, don't get scared of it, just cross multiply and swapsy. So the hypotenuse length is going to be 8 divided by the cosine of 62 degrees. Let's ask the calculator what that is in one step. So 8 divided by cos 62, that's all I've done. Okay, one step, press equals, 17 point nothing. The hypotenuse is 17.0 centimeters. I'm really happy with that. It's great. That's part A done. Let's just do all the angles. Yeah, everything's completely filled up now. Let's just do B. I've got no angles whatsoever, so my first step is to work out an angle. And why not this one right here? We'll call it angle X for now. So let's just do that one. Well, if I've defined this as X, then that is the op of it, and that's the height of it. Okay, so I've got op and height, but that's sine, isn't it? So this is playing with question B. So op and height, here we go. So the cosine of, the sine of angle X is the op, 9.2, divided by the height, 11.3. So therefore X is going to be, X, the angle, I'll work out 9.2 over 11.3 and then go shift sine, and that will give me the angle. Remember, 9.2 divided by 11.3, if I press equals, gives me the actual sine of the angle. I don't want the sine of the angle, I want the angle. So now I'm going to go shift sine, okay, and that will give me the angle. Press equals, 54.5 degrees. That's all I have to do. 54.5 degrees is the angle X right there. If I write it in blue, so 54.5 degrees. Now, in order to work out the missing angle, of course, I take these two away from 180. I'll do that straight away. So it's 180, take away the 90, take away the 54.5, and I've got 35.5 in the corner here. Just write it in there. So 35.5 degrees, no problem there. Now look, I can work out this length here using trigonometry, but listen, There's no reason, if you're in an exam, for example, and you're told to calculate all the missing sides and all the missing angles, there's no reason why you can't use Pythagoras' theorem. It's a right-angled triangle, isn't it? So I've got the longest side, the short side, and this length at the bottom here, which is adjacent to the 54.5, is simply one of the other shorter sides. So let's just do it in one step. So let's just call this, I don't know, we'll give it something, haven't we? Let's just call it y for argument's sake. So this is the length of y. So y is going to be, let me just pause the video because it's getting very glitchy. I hope that's better to see how it goes, right? So y is going to be, no, it's just the same. It's going to be 11.3 squared. Subtract the other smaller side, 9.2 squared. Get the answer, and then press the square root button. Is that alright? Now I've done it in one step because it's not the topic that's under question. But remember, it's the longest side squared, subtract one of the smallest sides squared will give me the square of the remaining shorter side. Don't just press the square root button. So let me just do that on my calculator now. I've got 11.3 squared, take away 9.2 squared. See, just put that into my calculator. We'll press equals, get a number that means nothing. When I square root that number, there's a square root button, I will get 6.56, which is 6.6 centimeters. It's totally in keeping with the diagram. Is that alright? So I'm happy to leave it like that. Alright, 6.6 centimeters is mystery y. And let me just label it in. Very, very glitchy. I might have to pause again. Oh, I will. I will do question 3C, of course. It's a beauty. Find the missing angles. Okay, well, let's just do it very quickly. 64. Please note, isosceles triangle, 2 9.7s, which means these two angles must be the same. So that's also 64 degrees. 64 and 64 is 128. So 180, take away 128, gives me the missing angle of 52 degrees. So that's 52 degrees. Lovely. So I've got 3 angles and 2 sides. I don't have this side here where the two 64s are. I'm in big problems because I don't have a right angle. Oh dear, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to create a right angle triangle straight away by doing this. Oops, that didn't work well. Try that again. Right, is that okay? So I'm using my straight line facility there to do this. So this is a right angle that's now being created across there. And I've got a 64 and I've got a 9.7, and I can use the 64 and 9.7 to find mystery length x. Now x is only half the length from there to there. No problems. I'll work out half of it and then I'll double up later. Alright? That's what I'm going to do right now in this corner here in yellow. So what have we got? I've got 64 degrees. This part is next to the 64, so guess what? That is the adjacent. And this part here is the longest side opposite the right angle, so that must be the hypotenuse. So, very glitchy. Grief. Alright, so I've got edge and height. I've got to write that neat, it's just not working out at all. So I've got the adjacent and the height. Therefore, edge and height means use the cosine of angle 64. So the cosine of 64 degrees is defined as, I'm going to have to stop this, I just want to keep going anyway. So cos 64 is defined as edge, which is x, all over the hypotenuse, which is 9.7. So x is going to be 9.7 times cos 64, 9.7 times the cosine of angle 64 degrees. Get my answer straight away. So 9.7 cos 64. So I've typed in. Don't need to put the times in there because it can do it. I've got 4.25. I'll write all that down, I think. So I've got 4.25 and it's in centimetres. Therefore, the missing length come on. It's not working. is going to be, I just smashed the pen, so it's going to be 4.25 times 2, because it's obviously, I've got x there and x there, the 2 halves. That's going to give me 8.5 centimetres. So that's my final missing length. So